Now we're going to go take a full look and tour at the front end of this Genesis GV80 Coupe because, again, incredibly luxurious stuff going on over here. The car is, of course, already open. I have to say the door handles are quite nice feeling. They're very solid. They have a nice cold metal touch to them. They don't feel plasticky either. And they're very soft. They don't feel hard or have some kind of like G-Wagon-esque sound, but it's a very soft, luxurious experience. And the soft close doors really do help there. And I also like how these door panels go all the way down, covering this exterior panel. So if you come out with your leg pants on, it's not going to get dirty or anything because this will be protected, which is quite nice. But again, these door panels are just absolutely gorgeous, covered in leather, covered in this carbon fiber material. We have two Bang & Olufsen speakers on the door panel up front here. Quality is really impressive in here as well. Love this leather stitching, ambient lighting, metal trim. You got it all in this Genesis GV80 Coupe. And on these front driver seats over here, you can find this really nice extending front portion for some additional thigh support. We have our ergo motion sort of massage level seats here and lots of adjustment. Though I will note that the passenger seat does not get this front recline or front thigh extender or ergo motion seat. So that's a little bit interesting. Or the active side bolstering, which is only coming on the driver's seat. So hopefully Genesis can improve that for a vehicle that's nearly $90,000. I think both front seats should have those features, but otherwise, this interior is just gorgeous. The seats are incredibly comfortable, incredibly supportive, and they just look gorgeous. Let's hop inside. Again, soft closed doors. They pull into you, which is really nice. And have a look at this absolutely amazing interior. So let's dive in. To start up our Genesis GV80 Coupe, we're going to press our foot on the brake and find our start button right over here. It's pulsating in this really gorgeous kind of knurled pattern here. Pressing it, the vehicle comes to life. We have a nice Genesis chime popping up on here. All of our gauges come to life here. And let me tell you something. This is an all new 27-inch OLED display. It's one central unit of display here. So the whole thing is the same display, which is really cool. It's a little bit iPad-y on this dash over here. I wish it was kind of angled a little bit to the driver, but quality is gorgeous. And we'll get into that display in just a second. But I want to talk about this interior because it is insane. It feels like I'm in like a Bentley. It's so nice in here. We have this really gorgeous Napa leather wrapped two-tone sport steering wheel now, which I think looks way better than the oval from before. We have some nice contrasting red stitching over here. We also are getting paddle shifters, which actually feel quite nice. Even the eye tracking camera over here is finished in red. So Genesis really thought about this interior quite a lot. This nice chrome part down here, and on our left hand side we have all of our controls for our highway driving assist 2 functionality, which is incredibly impressive. Even this logo is a little Genesis on there. I like that touch. This right hand panel over here, we have a control to change our volume knobs right here with this knurled scroll wheel, as well as to change our tracks with this touchpad here. We have 2 favorite buttons actually on the steering wheel, which we can customize, which is really nice. And we also have another favorite button right down there. I love these indicator stalks over here as well for our light controls. Has this knurled finish on it. It's not metal, but it just feels really nice and solid. These are illuminated as well. Same thing with our wiper stalks. Of course, automatic headlights, automatic wipers. We have hill descent control as well on this GV80 Coupe. And this carbon fiber trim is insane. I've never seen a pattern of carbon fiber trim like this, and it's literally everywhere in this vehicle. It goes all across this entire dash, which is also hiding metal trim and the air vents, and the entire center console is entirely bathed in this gorgeous kind of cross-stitched carbon fiber pattern here, this gloss finish. It looks really nice here in person. And we also are getting a Genesis heads-up display, which actually has impressed me over the course of this week. It's huge. Displays quite a lot of information. Nice Alcantara headliner all the way down up front here, and the stitching and just the overall interior design is top-notch. I think it's probably one of the best in class. Coming down to our central console area over here, we thankfully have a lot of still physical controls. This is where I think it differentiates itself from a lot of competitors that have gone full digital. We have a whole separate climate panel over here, so we have physical knobs, which is knurled Genesis finish over here to control our temperature. 3 stages for auto, which is quite nice. We also have heated and ventilated seats up here, which is quite nice as well. Heated steering wheel in 2 levels, and when you turn on your heated seats, this entire armrest is heated. So it's split heated. Both of these panels are heated, and this top panel is heated. So when you're resting your arm on here in cold days to use the Genesis Infotainment or change your drive selector, It is heated, and I love that feature. It's quite nice. I just wish these were also heated for my other arm. We also have perfume in this vehicle, so we have 3 levels of perfume intensity. You can have 2 perfume cartridges located in their center console area over here that actually drops down from up here, which is really cool. So that's another nice feature, and it's really easy to change your climate control system. It's a haptic touch panel, pretty easy to use, I would say. Up here we have another simple control panel, like I said, another favorite button, prominently placed hazard switch there, and as well as physical knobs here for our volume and tuning. And we also have this nice metal trimmed accent around this panel. Opening up this giant carbon fiber door over here will reveal a nice wireless charging area, and this wireless charger is one of the best. I think Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis make really good wireless chargers. They're quick, they don't overheat your phone, and they always work, I've found. We have a USB-C and a USB-C here, so 2, one for charging, one for kind of connectivity with the infotainment system, and we also have a 12-volt socket over there. And I love how you can just simply close this door, and it's so soft and easy to close as well. Really nice touch there, Genesis. Center console area over here, you're going to see there is ambient lighting everywhere in this car. The whole dash, the whole door, even these cup holders are ambient lit here. They're decent size, but I can't see you fitting super large stuff over there, though I do like how it's open. I think another door would be a little bit too unnecessary. And I really like this gigantic metal panel over here in the center console area over here for our gorgeous Genesis shift knob that glows at night, which is so cool in your ambient light color. It has this kind of crystalline finish around it. Really nice, easy, simple use control with drive, neutral, and reverse with auto brake hold and put it into park. A lot of people have said that it's really easy to confuse these two, but if you're sitting here, you're in the vehicle and you rest your arm here, you're honestly never really going to be in this position. It's kind of easier to control the Genesis control wheel for your infotainment system, a lot easier. I actually have not confused these two this week, but some people have said that it's easy to confuse the two. We have a fingerprint scanner here for different driver profiles, and this is your Genesis control wheel for your infotainment system over here. We have hard buttons for back, home, and menu, which are really nice. They illuminate. This also is quite nice of a control wheel. It feels very delicate to use, which is a very nice, luxurious sound to it. And this top portion over here combines as a touch panel, which you can actually use to scroll through the infotainment system, which is really cool. Or you can use the scroll wheel as well. This also works in Apple CarPlay. It almost mimics like a mini touchscreen. And you can actually turn this off if it's annoying and just have it work as a wheel and only use this to like write things. So if you don't like that scroll wheel and if it's a little bit confusing, you can turn it off. Lots of customizability on this vehicle. We also are finding a drive mode selector over here with a incredible camera system, parking sensors, a center differential lock to kind of lock our all-wheel drive system in a 50-50 split. Easy access to turn off your auto stop start if you don't want that. And this drive mode selector I actually don't like. It looks fine, but how it operates makes no sense to me personally. If you turn left, it goes up. If you turn right, it goes down on the center control wheel. I wish it went left to right, mimicking that control dial's wheels direction, but we do have a lot of drive modes from Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and this particular one, a My Mode, a fully configurable, and a Snow mode. So you have plenty of options, and when you're in Eco mode, or if you configure My Mode to Eco mode, the engine will coast, decouple itself from the transmission, and it will shut off easier with this 48-volt system to give you a little bit more fuel economy, which is quite a nice advanced feature. This is center console over here. Like I mentioned, it's actually quite hot right now because I have a heated seats on, but opening it up, it opens in a fan style, and you'll see, oh no, we don't have a lot of space in here, right? Wrong. So this is actually a felt door over here that opens up to reveal actually quite a large center console space over here. It's very deep, fully felt lined. We have a little light in there, and you have this upper tray you can put in to store some more stuff, which is quite nice. So it's kind of a dual level center console storage area over here. And thankfully, it is actually quite big. Same thing with our thankfully lockable glove box. That opens up here, all felt lined. Of course, you can change your perfumes right up there as well if you want to adjust those. So lots of nice stuff going on in here. We also have a fully digital rear view mirror, which helps with that coupe roofline. Even if that rear window is dirty, you'll still be able to see out the back, which is nice. And I like these kind of chandelier style lights up here in this G matrix pattern we can see up here. We also have a sunglass holder up here, which is felt lined, very nice, soft closing and opening. And I think it's time to talk about this infotainment system here because, oh boy, there's a lot to go into. Okay, guys, so what's new with this all-new Genesis infotainment system here? So I think let's start with our driver section of the screen. Now, one thing I'm going to complain about right off the bat is it's kind of a little bit difficult to see from any particular driving position. I know the screen was kind of just plopped in here for this facelifted version, so I don't know if it was fully adjusted, but from some angles you can't see the full screen, depending where the steering wheel is, though eventually you may find a position that works for you. There are so many different settings for the screen. You need to sit down and kind of adjust them. So this is just one of very many gauge layouts you can do. So moving this panel up and down will actually, you can see there's a little status bar right there. That will cycle through your driver assistance screen. We have a camera. We also have a map, a larger map here, and then we can also go back to our 2 gauges. Now, if I press this button down, it actually removes one of our gauges and puts this nice slim gauge over here, and you can still cycle through all these other pages right there. But let's say you want one giant map, then you have to go to this panel over here, and that controls this little widgets panel here. So if I press this widget panel, you can see we have our trip computer, we have weather, we have our media, we have our turn-by-turn navigation. We also are getting power distribution as well as our oil temp screen, tire pressure. So you have a fun little different widgets here, but you can actually just hold this and get rid of it. Now you have a giant map here. And let's say if you're in Genesis navigation on your infotainment screen over here, now you have one gigantic map. Yes, and I have the dark mode on, so it is in the darkest finish right now, but that's really, really cool. But like I said, press this button here. You can go right back to 2 gauges if you want. And then if you also want, you can kind of cycle through and kind of readjust it here without that widget screen. So like I said, lots and lots of different customizability here to kind of go about in this infotainment system. But you can also do some other fun stuff here. So let's say you can change your drive modes here. And when you do that, you're going to get different gauge designs. So if you go into Sport, you got this cool redder gauge design. Sport Plus gives you these kind of cool magma style glowing lightsabers, which is really, really cool looking. It's a little bit of a rev from that engine right there. And of course, pretty easy to change back into Eco, and I like the little transitional animations there. Of course, we have a lot of other information being displayed in our heads-up display as well. But again, we're just getting started because this center console screen over here is the full infotainment system, of course. Like I said, really easy to use. I have noticed some lag over the course of this week, especially when transitioning over to some screens. This is like our home screen right here. You have your built-in maps system, which is quite nice. Of course, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Some earlier models of this had to wait for a software update to get that. We also have a fantastic 3D setup screen. So this is actually an easier way to control your settings menu. So if you know you want to find something like your lighting controls, is car pulls up here, you press lights, it's going to bring you straight to your light settings. So for your interior ambient lighting, for example, you can adjust your brightness, you can change your color from literally any color you want, because it'll open up a color wheel, which is so cool. So that's easy to change. You can even link it to your drive mode. You can dim it if it's too bright for you. You can change your turn signal. I mean, like, this car has everything on the planet adjustable to you. I honestly haven't seen this many adjustments in even some more German luxury cars. There's so many settings. You can adjust everything from driver assistance. You can even scroll this car around, and it'll give you like lift gate example stuff. So you can change your trunk settings as well. All these different settings here. It does definitely take some time to get used to all these settings, but I like how they do offer that adjustment to you. Now, one of the other fun things with Genesis is their mood curator. So there's these different moods you can kind of go through, from vitality, delight, care, comfort, and that's going to coincide with a sound, some ambient lighting changes, as well as your perfume and massage as well. So depending on which one you do, you're going to get some different stuff. And it's kind of just, to kind of curate the mood. If you're on a long road trip and you want to have something to kind of wake you up a little bit, that could be fun. We also have endless amounts of seat control, so you can control pretty much any seat in here. I can move the seat back into its rest position or return position. I can adjust this front seat and adjust the ergo motion massage over here. It's a lot to get used to, definitely. But I like, again, Genesis is offering quite a lot of features to you. There's even an in-screen climate setting if that makes you a little more comfortable to use versus this other separate climate control panel. So another redundancy there for your climate control systems as well. You can see it just goes on. There's even Genesis Pay as well. So you can use that to kind of pay for gas, I believe, or some parking in some situations, which is really cool from the vehicle. And then we haven't even got into our setup screen yet. So going into setup screen unlocks way more stuff. So vehicle page here, you can go through all of your different driver assistance things. There's a sound design. So in Sport Plus modes, you can kind of adjust your sound design from the engine that's going to be pumped into your interior cabin. We have our heads-up display adjustments, and then this cluster over here can also be changed. So you can have it linked to the drive mode, or you can make it do whatever you want on all drive modes. So you can have it be Sport Plus theme on any drive mode, which is quite nice, but I like to have it linked there. There's also a lot of stuff for your seat controls as well, like I mentioned with the ergo motions, our lighting controls as well, door liftgate controls, digital key. So you have digital key 2. So you have that new lower end Bluetooth chip in here, so you can use your phone, Apple Wallet as well for your key and just walk up to the car. It should be able to open. There's also an NFC key card that Genesis gives you with this vehicle as well. So again, lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff there, even in our setup screen. And again, you can really make this vehicle your own, depending on how you want all this stuff. And sound settings, you can adjust your Bang & Olufsen sound system here. So you have your surround sound settings there, the Bassonic, so you can adjust the treble in terms of different like preset things that Bang & Olufsen has kind of given you here, from like this relaxed sound, warm, energetic, bright, which is really cool. Positioning, guidance, volume. As you can see, guys, it's it's a lot of stuff. You can really just sit down probably for a day and just kind of adjust this Genesis to how you want it, because there's just so many things you can do. Even on this center display here, you can change that little car's color. So we actually have it on the exact matte gray that this car is on, but as you can see here, you can change it to pretty much any color that this car can be. So blue, there's a red, there's another type of gray. It's just, again, endless amount of cool customization things. There's really cool like geometric pattern here that kind of allows you to do it. And I like how the matte one even is not as glossy as like this gloss one. Really nice attention to detail here, Genesis. But like I said, this could go on for a while, just going through all these settings here. You have blue light filters on your display if you do choose to have so, Wi-Fi, all that fun stuff. No passenger screen, but honestly, I could care less about those. They're really a big gimmick in the industry right now. But this interior is genuinely really impressive. Incredible amounts of customizability. I think is even more of a luxurious option than not having a lot of customizability. And again, I just want to point out the quality in here is impressive. Everything is incredibly solid, well padded. There's leather everywhere you touch or look. It's really, really nice. Soft touch materials, even when that's not leather. Like, this is not hard plastic, it's soft touch, which is quite nice. And even all of these controls have this really nice knurled finish to them. Again, that easy control access if you want to adjust that passenger front seat over here for the rear, or just adjust it if they don't want to do it themselves. We have those noise canceling microphones all around us as well, which is really cool. The whole dash is leather and stitched. So this is a really, really nice interior. If you're looking for something that feels a little bit more special than some of the existing competitors, especially over some aging ones like an Audi Q8, this is really gonna be a nice upgrade, honestly, in my personal opinion. But I'll leave that up to you. Okay, everyone, let's go hop inside of the rear end of this GV80 Coupe. And this is an awesome new Genesis key fob we have here as well. It has a metallic paint finish on it. We have the ability to, of course, move it forward and backwards with the remote park assist, which is really, really cool. Auto stop start, and of course, traditional lock, unlock, and trunk opening buttons. But I really like this key fob. It's unique and nice. And of course, we have keyless access on all 4 doors, which is a really nice, luxurious touch here. Going to the rear end of the GV80 Coupe, as you can see those touchless areas over there. Opening the door, you will find another great feature, soft close. So if you don't close the door all the way, the Genesis will pull it closed. Let's do that one more time. I love that feature. And you can see the really nice dark tint on these back windows. Opening up the door over here, you're going to reveal a absolutely gorgeous interior space. This is this awesome red over obsidian black. I love it. We also have carbon fiber throughout the entire interior trim, ambient lighting, nice contrast red stitching, and every material in this vehicle is high-end. The whole door panel all the way down here is leather. Only in the back we have these a little bit softer plastics, but they're not hard plastic. It's actually a soft touch material down here. So no really any hard plastics in this car. I will say the kind of door bins are a little bit on the smaller side. It even says no open cups, obviously, but we have a speaker grill back here and up here. These are metal as part of our Bang & Olufsen audio system. And let's go hop inside and check out this interior because it is gorgeous. And these rear seats have full power adjustment, easy access to fold them down as well. And they just look absolutely stunning in this red finish. So let's hop back here. Getting inside is pretty easy. We have aluminum side sill plates with a G matrix pattern on back here. Closing up the doors is pretty easy as well. Again, nice soft close back here, and in the back of the GV80 Coupe. And you'll notice it's very, very roomy back here. We have cutouts in the seats if you did need a little bit more additional legroom, but I think it's quite nice. I have great foot space, lots and lots of leg maneuverability back here, and everything soft touch, feels leather on the back over here. Very, very nice. You can see some of that illumination even on the door handle right there, which is quite nice. And we have a full micro suede Alcantara headliner that comes all the way down to right around here. This really nice, bright looking coat hooks in the back. We also have our own ambient lighting back here, which is nice in the G matrix pattern once again. And of course we have this nice glass roof. It isn't the biggest roof, though we do have a sloped roof line back here, and it is actually tinted, so it's not going to be having a lot of sun come onto you and you're going to feel it that much anymore because it is kind of tinted, which is quite nice. On the floor area over here, we don't have a completely flat floor, though I will say this is probably one of the smaller rear humps I've noticed. And the carpet back here feels incredibly thick and premium. We also have nice carpeted floor mats as well. I believe you can get all weather floor mats as well. Back here, we do have 2 USB-C ports and a 115 volt outlet, which is quite nice. We also have a nice control panel back here because we have both heated and ventilated second row seats, which you should expect in this class of vehicle. So I really like that. And this is a haptic touch panel for our tri-zone climate control in this Genesis GV80 Coupe. The rear seats also do get some little storage behind the front driver and passenger. And of course, we have that wonderful feature where we can control the front passenger seat via these little buttons on the side. I love how the buttons themselves are also finished in the exact same red as the seat. And this is a great way to really show off how luxurious this rear seat can actually get. Because if you've moved this seat up, which is so easy to do if there's no one up there, and you actually have the ability to recline these seats so far back, which I'll show you via the controls on the side over there. You can see the seat will fold all the way back into its recline setting. You can just chill out back here, stretch your legs out, and really, really relax. And these seats are so comfortable with this full Napa leather. We also have, you can see, our Bang & Olufsen speaker right behind your head back here, again in metal, which is awesome. Nice little quarter window, and again, that gorgeous Alcantara suede headliner. We even actually have microphones up here, which both add for Bluetooth functionality, but as well as to cancel out any exterior sound. So you're really in a luxurious space back here. Fold down this center armrest over here, again, fully wrapped in leather. We're going to reveal 2 cup holders and a little bit of some center console storage, which is fully felt lined. This is a nice space back here. I really like the back seat experience, and everything feels very solid and quality in the back of this Genesis GV80 Coupe. And as you can see right here, I can just stretch out. I'm 6 feet tall, so this is pretty impressive, actually. Quite a lot of space. Here's a little bit of a look on the side. These seats do fold in unison as well, and they recline in unison, which is quite nice. But I have to say, if you're going to be spending some time in the back of this GV80 Coupe, you're going to be having a good time because it's quite nice. And as a taller rear passenger, I actually have quite a lot of headroom, especially if you have it in this recline setting over here. Though, if I move the seat back up once again, I still actually have quite a lot of headroom, even for this being a coupe model. So I think Genesis definitely prioritized that with this roof cutout here. I'd say I have maybe about just around an inch of headroom. If I was a little bit taller, maybe half an inch.